Live Broadcasting still showing those clouds. Haven't those clouds been pesky lately and stubborn? A lot of folks I'm talking to say they would like to see some sun across the area, but I don't think we're going to see too much over the next several days. Probably Saturday we'll see more. And well, I thought I'd start you off with this also. Looking at your rainfall totals through the middle of November, now typically we should see about 2 2/10 of an inch. You see the numbers on the map. Nobody is even close to that. Now, I did see Roebling's not on the map, but they had close to that. So that was the highest total in the entire area of Cenla, the 200 rain gauges that I keep up with. So we have a dry spot there for Natchitoches and Winfield, and another little one there toward Bunkie and Marksville, and then heading over toward Vidalia, just over 1.75 inches. That's the highest that we had reported, and 1.5 inches down toward DeRidder locally. In the Alexandria Pineville metro, we had about 1.25 inches, and we have some additional rain chances coming back into the forecast here in the coming days. Radar, well, nothing happening. We see some false return around central Louisiana from the radar site itself, but no real rain that we see at this moment. But there is a little bit in the forecast. Now, the upper level features, the large surface features, we're continuing to see that Gulf low, the one that still we're kind of having a hangover behind that with these low clouds being so persistent. Well, it hit Florida with some high wind and some heavy rainfall and flooding. So a pretty good storm over in that particular area. So its influence is still being felt across the region. Now, looking at the upper level features over the next several days, we continue to see the feature off to the west of us and to the east of us. One feature off the Pacific coast, another one again affecting Florida with that inclement rainfall. But what's going to happen over the next couple of days will be in our weather fortunes. We'll see a little bit of a rain chance tomorrow. Notice that dip in the jet stream there south of Minneapolis toward Omaha and Chicago, south of St. Louis. The best rain chances will be up that way, but there will be a little bit of influence down in our area. And with that dip in the jet stream, that brings fronts. So we will have a little bit of a frontal passage with that probably Friday evening or Friday night. And that is the rain I think will be associated with that front. Not much of it though, but there is about 20 to 30% hope across the area for that time period. And then once we move into Saturday, pretty good dip in the jet stream, good deep trough there across the East Coast, extending all the way toward Cuba. And so that's going to stir up a pretty good sized storm for some of those folks over in that area. We'll see that northwesterly flow briefly for Saturday, so that should dry us out. But you notice another dip in the jet stream across the Pacific coast, and that is going to be one that is going to help us get some rainfall, I think, as we head into the latter part of the weekend and then into next week. Now back to cities by city. Locally, 45 is your typical low for the 16th morning of November. And I think we're down averaging about 60 degrees. Some of the cooler readings about 58, 59, and then 61, 62 on the warm side. So again, that is well above where we should be for this time of year. Now we'll actually start to see temperatures warm up during the day there on Friday as we see readings break 70 for the first time in a little while. I think 74 will be the average, and I've got that for the metro area. Coolest readings 70, 71 to the east toward Jonesville and Vidalia, fair day. And then heading into the highest reading, 75 to 77. That should be in areas maybe to the west and southwest of us toward DeRidder, Oakdale, maybe Leesville getting into some of that as well. But that's going to be the warmest temperatures we've had in a while. Looking at the rainfall pattern, yeah, there's that rainfall pattern. Less than 1/4 inch, so if you get it at all. And it's one of those times it could rain Friday morning or it could rain Friday afternoon or even evening. Really no threat for the football games, though. No lightning associated with that. I go about a 10% to the west of us. Notice as you head eastward, the rain chance increases to 40% for Jonesville and Vidalia. Fair day at about 50-50, and that is the sweet spot as far as the rainfall is concerned. 20 cents worth here for the Alexandria Pineville metro. Well, here is your 7-day forecast. Looking ahead for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, by the way, there may be a fog problem Friday morning, so watch out for that. Visibility will be less than a mile in some locations. More commonly, about 1 to 3 miles. Slow down, be careful, keep your headlights on the low beam. 72 for Saturday's high. Behind that front, one day we'll have a pretty tranquil pattern, but things heat up pretty quickly there on Sunday with a strong piece of energy coming through and approaching us. So showers and thunderstorms, I think, will become likely Sunday evening, probably after dark, and probably most of it in the northwest parishes up there toward Manny, Natchitoches, and Winfield. But eventually, it'll kind of spread southward and eastward during the night Sunday and into Monday. So I got the likelihood for some severe weather, and with a little bit more instability maybe than earlier expected, we've raised a little bit of a severe weather threat there. Possibility severe with a question mark. So we're still evaluating that. But it will become more active. And then by Tuesday, some rain may linger in the morning hours, but we'll see improvement during the day and turning distinctly cooler. You'll certainly notice that. A chilly start there for Wednesday morning and maybe a couple degrees lower for Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, no issues with your weather those 2 days. And a little front from the north will kind of bleed in on Thanksgiving Day, kind of keeping us dry, I think, dry and crisp for your Thanksgiving Day. And if you want to hunt or fish over the next several days, well, we've got a little information for you there. These periods, of course, coming in for Friday, 2 majors and 2 minors for you. We'll give it a C+ out ahead of that little front. So maybe a little bit better. And then back to a C- there for Saturday, kind of in between fronts, but you do have 2 majors and 2 minors also there. And then Sunday, with the approach of the stronger weather system from the west, we'll see a B. I'm grading it better because of that. And you do have 2 majors and 2 minors on that day. Well, thanks for joining me and have a good evening. Nick Mikulas will be back with you for Friday morning, and I'll be back Friday afternoon, evening. Have a good one.